Lou, you're my boy!
And now,
That's all you want. I'm the one who's gonna be on TV.
from TTR Studios,
I can't quite remember how that one goes. I gotta admit, I'm a little high.
No, Biggie, I'm cool.
it's Luch Dog in the morning.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Skater D.
Hey, I'm John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott Ladotti, author of Play the Devil, and you are listening to Luch Dog.
Luch Dog. Luch Dog.
This is Annie fucking Cruz from SiriusXM 415, and you're listening to Luch Dog in the morning.
#1 podcast in the world. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back, folks. It is Luch Dog in the morning. And it's freaking November, baby. Giddy up. Let's do this thing. Welcome to the show, my wonderful friends. How are we feeling today? Got a big one going on. Belly slept in. He'll be here in about 15 minutes. Potts, what's up, dude?
I wish I slept in.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Alarm went off, and I was struggling this morning.
Oh,
so.
I snoozed it for 20 minutes. I'm not gonna
Did
lie.
you?
Before I picked my ass up and drove home. But yeah, I hit the snooze for a nice 20.
Did you get a good one in this morning? You feeling better about yourself?
No, I got one in last night.
Okay, all right.
I was way too tired to do anything today. So yeah, luckily I got it over with last
Well,
night.
I hope we didn't get you in too much trouble because I heard the lady friend is listening to the show now, so I can't wait to get to that.
Yeah, I almost got in a whole lot of trouble. I think you ever like think back and be like, what did
Yeah.
I say? What did I say? It was
Every show.
some sketchy moments there.
So welcome, folks. Belly will be here in just a second. Clyde is excited and laughing because he's one up on Belly right now, so he's just excited to rub it in his face. Belly, we miss you. We can't wait to see you in just a second. I want to get to all of the trades that have taken place like it's the NBA, but in the NFL. Have you seen all this?
Right. Oh, it's the last day of what, free agency?
The
Is that what
trade
it's called?
deadline, which you don't even think about
Or
in
trade
football
deadline.
typically. That's such a big storyline in the summer for basketball. Or not in the summer, but for basketball, excuse me. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
because a lot of
I
people trade, but
saw-
oh my God, like the NFL's been insane.
Well, it seems pretty nutty that Patriots only have Tom Brady as a quarterback for the rest of the season.
Well, they're signing Brian Hoyer.
Oh, okay. Where is he from? I've heard that name. Oh, is he on San Francisco?
Yeah, he started out with San Francisco. They changed to Beathard, CJ Beathard, I think his name is, who's really not so hot. And then they traded for Garoppolo.
Right.
So they got now Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a backup. God, the Patriots are just absurd. We'll talk more football when Belly gets here. I have something I wanted to ask you before we get to anything. There was a story that came out of Southern California. A teacher was held hostage by a parent in her classroom. Did you see this?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Apparently, it's just happening, and the news is all changing. So I don't really know all of the details.
Like right now?
I mean, it was like days ago.
Oh.
And so, no, it's not breaking news. I know we're live. Welcome to everybody listening on YouTube. Thanks for checking out channel LITM Podcast. And, of course, if you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate you doing that as well. iTunes, where you can download it, or just search Luch Dog in the morning. It's pretty much everywhere. But, yeah, we did a whole week yesterday. Or we did a whole week last week of live shows. Sorry. And it was awesome. It was a lot. We were like, wow, this is different going every day. And then we decided we're just going to do what we do usually, which is Wednesdays and Fridays. But instead of taping them on Tuesdays, we'll just do it on Wednesday. So we're just going to keep doing it live, which I feel like is fun. And
it's not stressful at all.
No, totally not at all. Oh man, I get so stressed over these things. Turning it on, I got kicked out of Skype. And it's just there's a lot of little things that have to happen. But the teacher that got, I'm laughing because I don't think anybody got hurt. And it's just putting a situation, like, I don't want to laugh. That's insensitive. But I'm just trying to think, like, is there any situation, I guess in a normal person's life, probably no, but where you could find yourself holding a teacher hostage? Like, imagine that conversation. They're saying it was probably because the parent wanted to take the kid out of school and the teacher wouldn't let them?
Huh?
Yeah, I thought it would be more of like a parent-teacher conference where, little Johnny's really acting up. And I'll tell you when Johnny's acting up. We'll shut the door over there. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I saw it happening.
Right.
But there were no kids in the room.
Really?
No, there were no kids in the room, and then the kids in the school were sent outside to, like, the playground. So it wasn't like from what I'm reading, it wasn't like a crazy traumatizing event for the kids or anything, but Holy
Just a
moly,
teacher, no
man.
bigs.
What's going on out there in Southern Cal? What's the
I
school?
mean, I don't know. It's there's been plenty of times I've wanted to hold my teacher hostage, but
Which one? Name her.
haven't been in-
Who did you hate the most?
I don't even remember. I haven't been in school in so long. I honestly couldn't tell you a teacher's name anymore at this point. I wasn't I'm not like one of those people that's kind of like when I get all successful, be like, I'd like to thank Mrs. Johnson. Like, I don't give a crap. Like, I just I got me here. Thanks.
Yeah, this is all me, son. Well,
Yeah.
what is the school system like out there in Southern Cal? Because I mean, I know you guys were talking about having a kid and stuff, and way back in the day. And what? Do you ever look at it like, are the school systems good, bad, neither?
I mean, there's certainly some really good schools, and definitely better than Vegas. Which
Let me
is
put it
where
this
we
way:
used to
Southern
live.
California is obviously or California in general is struggling with its financials, right? So, is the school systems getting hit?
As far as I know, the schools are fine. But look, I have no idea. I've never found a school here, and I don't have a kid here. So
Let's ask somebody with no kids about the school system.
Right. That hasn't been in school in 20 years.
Okay, moving on. That sounds good. Yeah, no, I will say we've got a ton of listeners in California now. I don't know what the deal is. It's like they're almost
Really?
more than DC. Yeah, they're a close second. So thanks. What up to all you in LA? We really appreciate it. Yeah, no, and it's mostly Los Angeles too, which is weird. It's like Los Angeles
Really?
and San Jose. Yeah, it's actually like a close second to DC, which is kind of interesting. And then New York, number 3. Just taking over all the big cities. I'm down.
Yeah, we like to hit major markets.
It's no big deal.
Starting in the morning.
Warsaw, Indiana. Suck it.
Warsaw's pretty good. They have a bustling metropolis. I didn't know if you're aware of that, but
they do not.
Warsaw.
Let me tell you something. They have a bustling Applebee's, and that's about it.
Oh god.
I went there, bud.
Is that the dollar margarita?
No.
Is that what...
I went. I did a radio interview in Warsaw, Indiana, and this was back in the day when I was like, just give me a job on the air anywhere.
Right.
And so I drove 9.5 hours from DC to Warsaw, Indiana. It's about 45 minutes south of, I think, Indianapolis. And well, I mean, let's just start there, Potts. If it was a job what's a job that you were like a dream job for you?
I'd really like to own a bar. I mean, I'm like
you're all about
halfway there.
ownership, man. We're just gonna learn about Matty Potts today.
Yeah, no, I want. To me, it's all about like owning some sort of like enterprise. Yeah, for sure.
There's no
but somewhere that I can hang out. Like I want to like that. I guess that was the goal. I always wanted to own something that I thought it was cool, where I would want to go, where I would want to spend time.
So I give you that opportunity. How far do you drive for it, though? Would you drive 10 hours for that interview?
Part of that means it would need to be in an area that I also enjoy. So it wouldn't be Warsaw, Indiana. It would be in LA. It might be in, Santa Monica for sure. I mean, I got to be honest. I love Hollywood, but every time I do a delivery, I did a catering delivery yesterday in Santa Monica. I mean, it like literally tugs at my heartstrings because I am just so like emotionally connected to the West Side here in LA. I mean, I just think it's the beach and it really just kind of like makes me feel at peace.
You
like,
miss Santa
really,
Monica, don't you?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And I had convinced myself that I love Hollywood, and I do, but it's just so different where it's crazy to me because once you like cross the 405, and then anyone who lives in SoCal like knows the 405,
Sure.
It's a highway here. It's a major like dividing line, West Side, and then like everything else. And you're really like changing your entire lifestyle, and you don't really jump the highway. We call everything the 405, the 110. That's all like how we describe
Ohio
highways.
State.
Yeah. And so it's so weird how we do that, by the way. But anyway, the second you move to California, like that's how they talk, and you just have to get on board with it. Otherwise, people will look at you like you're funny. If you said I'm going to 405 highway, people would look at you cross-eyed.
Because we do that here. We say I'm gonna go hit 95. I'm gonna go down 66, not the 66.
Yeah, and if
weird.
Like if you said that in Virginia, people would be like, "What are you talking about?"
What the hell are you talking about?
So, but
that's interesting.
But anyway, so I do miss Santa Monica. I do want to own a place in,
But okay, but here's the real question. Like, let's put the place in Santa Monica. It's in a nice place. What's a job that you would drive? And it's not in Santa Monica. You have to drive 10 hours to somewhere very nice What's that job that would make you do that?
Like a bar, restaurant.
It really is just something you just want to work in food. Why? I mean,
No,
I'm
I
not
don't wanna work
nothing
in food.
against
I want to
you.
work in a bar. I mean, like bar with food. I guess I should say specifically much more of a night vibe than
Breaking
like,
news:
I'm not gonna be open for
Marinate's
breakfast.
going to start selling alcohol now. Is that what I'm hearing? Breaking
Yeah,
news?
I mean, we definitely discussed like not this location, but the next one having a beer and wine license, and then the one after that making it like we have like a Marinate Express, which is the fast casual, and then a Marinate Bar and Grill, which is really more for 21 and up, kind of style, which would just be a bar with our food, because we could easily do that with tacos, sliders, and just have an awesome bar food menu.
Chipotle
and
has
not
beer.
Make it a full restaurant.
I mean, Chipotle has beer.
Do they? Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't been to one with beer.
cervezas. Oh, for sure. But that's what I was just saying. It's like, for me, I would have driven anywhere for this job. So I was very excited, and I was just like, all right, well, you know what? Even if I don't take it, because it was a very big station, 150,000 watts, which means like the whole city's going to hear you. The whole city of 15 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's more people watching this stream right now than are in the entire city of Warsaw, Indiana. It is nothing. Clyde, what?
Well, I mean,
Belly's here? Yeah. All right. The camera's moving. Clyde, ladies and gentlemen, Belly has made his way. Hey, bud. How are you?
Waking up is hard.
Yeah, it's only 10:15. People with real jobs are just bitter with us right
even
now.
harder when you don't set an alarm.
He looks like a mess. I called him at 9:51. 9 minutes till. And he didn't answer. And I was like, that's bad. And then I get a text from Potts, are we doing this? And then I get Belly one more time. And he goes, dude, I fucked up. I'll be there in a minute.
Capital F.
I'll be there in a minute. This is fine. I mean, dude, it's hard. I know. I get it. Sometimes we sleep right through it. Did you sleep through it? Or you didn't even set an alarm?
I didn't even set an alarm.
My voice was your alarm.
I got off work at 3, like 2:15 last night. I probably went home, set something up on the TV,
Brutal.
and
well, let's
game
start,
over, man.
Let's start
Game
talking about
over.
this. So Warsaw, Indiana. I'm going to tell you exactly. While Belly's setting up, I'm going to finish this conversation because the listeners are just like, are you guys going to get to anything today? Warsaw, Indiana. Belly, I can't wait to talk about NFL trades. Just a whole bunch of stuff coming.
Insane.
So Warsaw, Indiana, however, was it was like a big station, Potts, that I was interviewing for, and it was to be their afternoon drive. But it was for like less. They wanted somebody who. This is what they told me. We want somebody who's going to be here for the long haul. Okay, we don't want somebody who's just going to step on us and then move somewhere else like a stepping stone to something bigger. We can only pay you like $28,000. Is that going to be something that's okay with you? What? You want me to move to Warsaw, Indiana for $28,000 and stay there for 10
Yeah,
years?
but $28,000 in Warsaw, Indiana is probably like $1 million.
Oh, for sure. There is literally. I said I went to the interview. I killed it. I did okay, and they literally told me, I don't know, man. Probably not. Honestly, you're overqualified for this. You're gonna take a $20,000 hit. I was making like $40,000 somewhere at that point, and 45. And they're like, you're gonna take a $20,000 hit to come move to Warsaw, Indiana. Why do you want to do that? No. You've been awesome. Thanks for coming out here.
Not even they think it's a good idea.
Well, they know I'm not gonna be. Who's gonna be happy in that situation?
Yeah, it's probably not a good spot.
I mean, their downtown, guys, was a block. A block.
What is?
And it wasn't bars.
You don't call it downtown then.
Yeah.
It's got a sign, downtown Warsaw.
You just call it town.
It's the
Just
town.
town.
The town. There you go. But yeah, it was like so I actually went to go look at like some apartments, and they were like, yeah, this is a decent area, but right over there's a lot of drug use, like crackheads and that whole, just being honest with you, man. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Small towns, very high in the usage of terrible things like
huge with
methamphetamines.
meth. Yeah, huge with meth. Why? Because there's nothing else to do, I guess.
I don't know.
Hey, so I think when Belly came in, his butt knocked the camera. I can't see you. Can you move the camera back?
I definitely.
Okay. No. It's not that. It's not that.
It's not
It's
that.
that on the box. I fixed it. It's on
Oh yeah.
the box.
Okay.
I did fix it. But it's on
That
the,
makes
can you
more
get that
sense
out
now.
there?
It definitely did that then.
Remind me tomorrow. There we go. So, Don't go to Warsaw, Indiana. I got a lot to get to today. We're going to do a lot of fun. So one fun thing that we're going to do is we're going to practice radio descriptions on air. Potts, is that better?
Yeah, nice.
Boom, right there.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
A little
Go
bit
back.
more. Right there.
Whoa. Oh, my gosh.
Hey-o. All right, so what we're going to do is we're
Stop.
going to practice radio descriptions on air and give the listeners a chance to guess what the hell we're talking about. And so
What's
if
a
you
radio description? Can you describe that?
I can describe a radio description. It sounds terrible. What I'm going to do is I was watching a radio show like I usually do. I like to do any of the shows that show you behind the scenes, like, you know, Russillo, Le Batard, any of those.
Luch Dog in the Morning.
Mike and Mike, Luch Dog in the Morning. That's why we do it too. I like to watch. And it's funny because there was one of them where yesterday they were trying to describe this.
And then...
But nobody could. And because you say this, well, the listeners are like, what? If you're listening, you have no idea. So how do you describe this motion?
A bow?
That's not a bow. This is a bow.
I mean, you still are bowing.
A bow with a...
With a hand motion.
With a hand roll is kind of what they settled on, is like a bow with a hand roll down from your forehead to your waist. It's kind of very old school, right? So what I thought would be funny...
Fancy bow.
Yeah, fancy bow. So what I thought would be funny is to have, we'll go around and we'll have one of us turn around. And then, so like Potts, you'll turn around. And then I'll do a gesture to Belly. And Belly has to describe the gesture for Potts to guess what I'm doing. But if I'm doing like this, which is holding...
jacking it.
If I'm holding up my thumb, you can't say thumbs up. You have to say he's holding up one digit on his hand in a way that seems to say good job. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a skill for radio.
Really exhausting.
It's a skill for radio that's actually very impressive if you can do it right, but it's really funny when you can't figure out the words to describe something so very basic.
Right.
So we'll try to do that a little
later. Can you describe
later.
what I'm doing right now?
That's a middle finger in the air pointed towards the sky in a way that says
single digit.
F you.
That's a single digit on the hand raised in an expression of dislike.
Right. So see, that'll be fun. We'll do that in the third.
Extreme disdain.
Extreme disdain.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do that in the third
Breaking
segment.
out the thesaurus today.
I love it. Are you in for music? Like, are you back? I had to do the music in the beginning for myself.
I'm ready to roll.
All right, quick break, and then we're going to a real deal.
Are we doing any kind of music we want?
Anything you want, dude. I don't care if they do copyright bullshit, any of that. I'm cursing today. I'm just having fun. We're just, you know what? We're podcasting from here on out. So giddy up. When we get back, we'll do the NFL trades, and I would like some input. So 571-354-7338. Is Jay Ajayi going to be night and day from what his first half of the season is going to be, or has been?
Good question.
Will Jay Ajayi be night and day now that he's running behind the offensive line of the Eagles? What are we going out to? 571-354-7338. Let's hear this. Ooh.
I'm going out to something that
This
says
is new.
Happy Heart.
This is new. All right, we'll do that. And when we get back, we'll take your calls and texts. 571-354-7338. Is Jay Ajayi going to be a beast behind the Eagles' offensive line? We'll be back after this. It's Luch Dog in the Morning.
At litmradio.com.
Welcome back, folks. It is Luch Dog in the morning. Happy to be here with you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We got the whole crew back in Studio A. Maddie Potts is in Santa Monica newsroom. And Belly is here with Clyde. And it is your boy Luch Dog hanging out with you guys on Luch Dog in the morning. Thank you. What's that?
That drive I had here might have been the fastest I've ever made that drive.
You're like Elaine Bennis trying to get her lover friend to the airport.
Someone told me speeding doesn't make a difference. They're wrong.
Oh. So there was a ton that happened. Belly, have you ever seen a trade deadline in the NFL that rivaled a trade deadline in either baseball or basketball?
No, they showed a stat the other day, last night. Since 2014 to 2016, 3 major trades happened altogether throughout those 3 years.
Well, do you know what they were?
I don't remember, but
3 in 3 years.
They just said 3 in 3 years of trades that were made on deadline day.
We had like 5 yesterday,
and there were like 4 or 5.
So you got Garoppolo goes to the Niners, Brian Hoyer goes to the Patriots.
Well, he wasn't traded to the Patriots. He was released by the
Niners.
Niners.
I'm just giving you where everybody is now. Yeah. You know, there might not be the trades, but this is all stuff that happened.
Yep.
Here's the description. Potts' head is in his hands. He's rubbing his face, saying, "How do I discuss this?"
Oh,
there's a middle finger now.
You're not supposed to give it away. You're terrible at this.
Potts,
game.
which one of the trades yesterday did you find most exciting?
0.
I mean, that one was the only one I heard of, and then the Dolphins one because you had posted something about it.
Well, Texter's right in Jay Ajayi.
Watching World Series baseball.
Yeah. Texter's right in Jay Ajayi is going to be the best running back for the rest of the season.
I hope. I don't think so.
That's what telling you.
So. Texter's wrong.
Do you guys realize that he has 90? I'm guessing it's over 90, but it's over 90% of his yards come after contact.
That's a big, yeah.
He has got no blocking at all for Miami, and he still gets 80 to 100 yards a game.
Yeah, I've had him on a couple fantasy teams, and he's been very mediocre this season. But
my team's name right now is Any Day Now Ajayi. That's the team name. So that was a big one, and then I saw the Texans left tackle went to Seattle.
Ooh, yes, Dwayne Brown.
Dwayne Brown, he's been sitting out all year, and then he played against Seattle, Potts, and then so he's been sitting out all year for the Texans. Came back, he's been just holding out.
Holding out. For
I don't want to play here.
Another one of these guys
decides to come back for the game against Seattle, and then gets traded to Seattle because he's been saying, "I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to Seattle." He comes back for the Seattle game, and he ends up in Seattle.
And that trade changed because it was like a draft pick and a player, but the player failed his physical.
Oh, so did you see that one for the Browns? The Browns tried to trade. Okay, the Browns tried to trade for AJ McCarron, who's the backup quarterback for the Bengals behind Andy Dalton.
Okay.
The Bengals got all the paperwork in time. The Browns did not. Trade did not go through.
Fumbling Browns. Can't even freaking score on a...
The initial report said that they were celebrating and forgot to put in the final paperwork because they were so excited about the trade.
Oh, my God. If I'm Hugh Jackson...
One more time.
If I'm Hugh Jackson, anyone that is in that Cleveland facility right now that isn't the front office, I would just be like, I'm done.
You're done.
Bye.
Yeah. Get out of here. You like that?
They still haven't won a game.
Pack
yet,
it
right?
in.
No, them and the 49ers have not
Poor
won a game.
Hugh Jackson. I feel so bad for him.
But as we bounce around, that one's funny. But there's more details coming about that, so we don't really know what happened and why they didn't get the trade. But that was the initial report, was that they were celebrating, and then
that can't be.
Well, but what's funny is it's not like
be.
it's not like they made the decision with the Bengals and Browns together so late that they couldn't get it in time because the Bengals got theirs in. That's what's weird about it.
And what were they celebrating?
The fact that they got a backup quarterback from the Bengals.
The backup
that's what I'm
quarterback from
saying.
the Bengals,
Like,
who's
we got a third-rate quarterback that's probably going to do nothing for us. And I mean,
oh, man.
As much as I really don't want to harp on sports too much, but we're
a sports show, bud. You can't hide it. We're a sports show.
Are we a sports show?
Yes.
Still?
Yeah.
I thought we were just a regular podcast. I didn't get that memo. Anyway,
are we? We can figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll just peel back behind
Cousins yet.
What?
Can we talk about Cousins yet?
Let's do Cousins because what's interesting is Garoppolo went to the Niners which now is making people say, is that now no longer a landing spot for Kirk Cousins,
No,
even though Garoppolo's
it's
up
not.
next year, isn't
It's
he?
not.
So why are you
Say
mad
no
at
as
Kirk?
well.
Why are you mad at Kirk, Potts?
He's just not our savior. I mean, here's my question: is he Dak Prescott? Is he Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
The answer is no to both.
Well, he's not. He's
So-
better. I'd rather have him than Dak Prescott.
No.
Yeah.
What?
571-354-7338. Would you rather
That's
at the helm
the
of your
most
team,
absurd thing I've ever heard.
Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins
Ooh, I
right
don't know.
now?
I don't know. That'd be a pretty tough decision for me.
I mean, I don't think. Why are you against Kirk? And I didn't watch 1 second of the game. I had to work a wedding.
He's not a clutch player. He cannot.
Wait.
He threw 3 interceptions.
He threw
in
67%
5
of completions with 3 of his 4 offensive lines signed 2 days ago off the street.
Yeah,
Dude,
his
come
offensive
on.
line is
Whatever.
like basically.
Dude, did you see the 3 interceptions he passed? That
No,
had nothing to do with an
no.
offensive line. They were crappy passes.
Well, I think
Sorry.
he's trying to
He is
do a
not
lot,
clutch
man.
Player. He can't. He's never
He had a
come
lot of-
from behind to win. It's exactly what I said. I think a
Ooh.
week ago. They play a first half and they were in the game. That's what I'm saying. It's not like if he sucked the whole game, I'd be like, okay, they played an entire first half, fine. The offensive line didn't seem not to work then.
But is
So
it
they
possible
proved
that
they-
he's doing so much to overcompensate for
He's
what
no
he's missing?
Stafford.
Guys,
No,
you can't. I
that's
feel
not
like
possible.
this is a prisoner of the moment setting here. Where I mean, like, let's not forget the Raiders game. Let's not forget even the Chiefs game where he kept
The
us in it
Raiders
and put
game was 3 or 4 weeks ago.
when everybody
What-
was healthy, dude. You're talking about 2 different teams right now. To blame Kirk for what's happening is a little unfair. And I'm the
not
first one to do it.
blaming him. I'm saying he's not our answer. He's not our savior. He's not strong enough to win, even though he has a new line.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm
Derek
saying.
Carr
Like,
looks like crap with a decent offensive line. Like,
Who was the
is-
highest
I don't
paid player
care.
in
We're not
football, by the
talking
way,
about him.
last season?
Well, but I'm saying you're gonna pay him Derek Carr money. He can't. I'm hearing he's like who is then? And I was the one who said don't pay any quarterback that money. But if that's what the market is, do you really want to see Kirk Cousins leave?
I know where he's going.
Well, I mean, if he's look, that's what'll happen. He'll leave, and we'll get stuck with a way worse quarterback. I understand that. So no, that's not what I want. But I want like the answer. Like I
You
want
just want
to
Tom
spend
Brady.
money.
There is no
was-
answer in the
RG3
NFL.
was the
Spend
answer.
money and get our money's worth for once in 10 years.
I think Kirk is that, man. Who else are you gonna pay?
I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
But I know he is not the answer. I mean, that's all I'm saying is.
But I don't
it's
know. I
not-
think it's unfair to compare him now, Kirk, when he's just basically throwing all hell to the wind and saying, all right, I have no protection. I'm just going to do my best. I mean, dude, he threw 67% with no line. And I
Last
get it. He
season-
got three interceptions, but he didn't have that when he had an offensive line. He didn't have any games like that.
And last season, he was
Right?
87 yards short of throwing for 5,000 yards, which has only been done like 6 times in the NFL.
And I've
history.
been the big guy saying he doesn't do it in the big games, but he's
He
gotten a
didn't
little
do
bit
it in the
better.
big game. He didn't do it in the playoffs.
No, he
Sorry.
didn't do it. He didn't do it on Sunday against the Cowboys. That's for sure. But they still have opportunities. They can beat Seattle, but Seattle just happens to win every. freaking
Seattle
football
scoring
game for
25
some
points a
stupid
game at
reason.
this point.
This
It's
is what
been
I predict.
absurd.
I predict we beat Seattle and
Get the
more or
hopes
less
back
don't
up.
win another game for the rest of the season.
So
I
we'll
mean,
do a typical Redskins fashion. Give you
Right.
just hook you
Oh.
right back in.
Dude, we
Every
will
time
win,
I
and,
think I'm out.
next week I will be like, hooray! It's just going to be the biggest cocktail. This is what's going to happen. This is what being a
Yeah.
Skins fan is like. They will win against Seattle, telling you right now.
Yeah.
And then they will not get another decent win for the rest of the season. Mark my words.
We got Minnesota coming
that's
up. Like
brutal.
there are games we should
You
win, but they're
definitely
5-2.
should beat Minnesota.
They're 5-2. All right,
yeah,
let's
but
get off
I need
sports.
Minnesota to start freaking losing. And by the way, just get off sports. We have this ridiculous World Series to talk about.
I know I might get off football, but that's true. The World
Even
Series
I
has
watched
been
the game last night.
awesome. I haven't been able to watch any of it.
Yeah, well, you're missing the best World Series.
Jock
you
Peterson?
Probably have never seen.
I know. Jock Peterson, go ahead home run, right?
No. He just hit a home run to extend the lead to.
Okay. So it wasn't the
3-1.
go ahead, but yeah, 3-1 win by the Dodgers. That means they're coming back for Game 7. Can't wait. That's tonight.
Game 7's tonight.
Awesome.
I expect a, sorry. I mean, I could get a catering order literally any minute now because that would have been. It'll be a last minute order if we do get it, but I really hope we get a
Fingers
little
crossed.
World Series catering order.
Potts,
here,
I just
so.
got a last minute wedding booking as I was freaking out over the Skype sign in. So I feel like
Yeah.
good vibes are coming today. I feel like you're gonna
Thanks.
get one coming in right now. It's coming.
We need it.
So why don't we do a break, and then we'll come back to not a break. Like I would like to do a Could You Not from Maddie Potts. I believe we have one. Is that right?
Yes.
So we've got a Could You Not from Maddie Potts. Then we'll take a break, and we will go back into the World Series. Let's do that. What happened to you, brother? Remember, Could You Not is something that happened in your life that's just like, man, could you not? It's a little thing. What is it?
Oh, am I doing it right now?
Yeah, I want to hear it. I'm dying.
So, I own this restaurant called Marinate. We only have 2 employees. I mean, we're pumping out catering like faster than we can take the orders. And so we got this guy. He's been there for 2.5 weeks. What we do is we put you on minimum wage for the first 30 days and say you're on a 30-day trial period.
What is
After
that?
30 days.
What is minimum
sense.
wage? How much is that?
In California,
$10.50.
$10.50. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's more
Sorry.
in Virginia.
Why? What is it where you are?
Virginia is
$7.50.
$7.25.
Yeah.
Well, so after after the first 30 days, if you're gonna stay and we like you, we give you a $1 an hour raise after 30 days.
It's big.
And so we had this guy. He was at the end of he was at 3.5 weeks. This guy was killing it. He was getting a raise, no doubt. So 2 days ago, he comes in early. We had a catering order. And as me and Scoots, my business partner, both have to go. We had like 4 orders. So we both left and to deliver them. And we left these 2 kids, 22 years old, to run our store. This new guy, Jerry, we'll call him John, texts me.
Jerry.
And he goes, hey, huh?
Jonathan.
I was trying to go with a better. Okay, John's good. We'll go with John.
I really changed it up on that one. Yeah. And so John texts me and goes, hey, I'm really hungover. I've been puking. Can I leave when you guys get back? When we get back at 11 a.m., he's supposed to be there till like 4. I'm like, all right, sure. Text me 10 minutes later. Hey, I don't think I'm going to make it. Can I just leave now? So he's going to leave one 22-year-old in our studio and in our restaurant. I'm like, okay,
To work by himself.
that's fine, whatever.
Okay, time out. I told Belly to crunch into the microphone, but do not talk with your mouth open into the microphone, please. Get out of here. Go ahead, Potts. Jesus.
Am I doing what, me or him?
No, he's eating Oreos over here and trying to talk in a microphone
really?
and doing radio show at the same time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Is it the mystery cream?
Yes. No, you're muted. You're done.
Anyway, yesterday comes around. We've got an entire day of prep. The kid texts me an hour and a half before his shift and says, I think I have alcohol poisoning. I still feel like shit. And my response was basically, could you not, like, get a doctor's note or it's considered a no-show. You're still in your 30-day trial period. The guy doesn't even respond, does not show up. Could you not get fired within a month? This guy is 22 years old, has a 7-year-old son, and cannot maintain a minimum wage job for 30 days.
I mean, he's less than a week away from a raise.
He was less than a week away from a raise.
Oh, that minimum
Even
wage
after
is
he left
$10.
early for being hungover and puking, we were still going to hire him or keep his employment and give him. We were going to push his raise back 2 weeks, another paycheck, just because. And the guy gets fired. He went from 0 to 0 faster than any other employee I've ever seen. I've never seen a turnaround like this.
Well, can I ask you a question then? Because that sparks something that I thought when you said you pay a minimum wage. Does that give just no ownership? If you were making minimum wage somewhere, do you care about the well-being of that company or that job? I think that's an intrinsic value that is really hard to find with people who are making minimum wage in the first place.
Some people don't care
If
about
you
their
tell
jobs.
someone they're on a 30-day trial period, wouldn't you be on your best behavior for 30 days?
Me, yes. Personally, I would.
We're
But I mean,
you're going to get a raise as you're getting hired.
But I mean, okay, so Belly, let's bring you in here and say, is it hard maybe to see that light at the end of the tunnel when you see that paycheck for the first week or two just barely
Most
covering your
jobs,
bills?
He's lucky to get just 30 days. Most jobs give you a 90-day grace period,
Right.
where you got to wait 3 months before you even get vacation time, before you can even get your benefits, before you can even get your first opportunity to just call out or not show
Yeah, you don't
up.
get sick days off the bat. Yeah, for sure.
You don't get sick days off the bat.
Well, here's a question then.
And there's no place in California that does benefits in 90 days. They make you wait 6 months.
Right.
I don't know what
So
you're getting in 30 or 90 days.
here's something with my business. I'm starting to get to the point where I can use an assistant. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really could. And just for the admin stuff, I could use somebody to help. My dad has always said, and he runs a driving school, right? You know him. He does the behind the wheel driving.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. It's just him and his mom, or him and my mom, him and his wife, running it out of. I mean, they run it. They tag team it, and that's that. That's it for I don't know 20 years now. And they're number one in the whole Northern Virginia. But I always said, like, why don't you hire more drivers, dude, and like expand? And he's like, hell no. I'm not going to train somebody to do it right and then have them go out from under me and then go start another competing business. And I thought that was like crazy when I was growing up. Now I'm feeling the same thing. Like, I don't want to train somebody how to do this completely the right way. That's gotten me to be like head and shoulders above everybody else. And then they're just going to go and compete or tell everybody else for free what I'm doing that works.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to at some point.
Well, so here's the question, Potts, that I wanted to pose to you and the listeners. When you bring somebody on and don't give them the investment feeling into your company, are you basically setting yourself up to fail? And what I mean by that is when you only pay them that much, which I don't blame you for, it's a minimum wage position, but then is it almost expected at some point this person's just not going to care about this?
Well, potentially, but we have one kid that's been with us since we opened, and he kills it and does awesome, and will work, 6 days, 7 days a week when we ask him to. So I think it is in your blood. I don't, it's like
that's a good point.
Your job is in your blood. It's an instinct. Work ethic is an instinct. It's not based on money. I mean,
well, because I see that in Belly, and I see that in you, and I see that in myself. We are three very driven individuals that you could let. I mean, we don't get paid for this, and like Belly's like
for my job. I don't get paid for my
right. Belly's over there like honestly. I mean, he's like apologizing to me as if I'm his boss. Like, we're not getting paid. Like, you slept in. It's whatever. Get here when you can. But like, I appreciate that about you.
I hate the feeling of being late in general.
What about at the bar? Is there anybody at the bar that maybe not like, I don't want to call somebody out, but maybe in the past that hasn't shown investment in what they're doing?
Every single job you've ever been in, especially in a work environment where you have to work with more than 3 people,
right,
is you're going to find bad apples in work. You're going to it's going to be very easy to find people who take this work lackadaisically, think it's the hardest job they've ever done, and think that because they do some small percentage of work that they make all the difference in the world.
Right.
100%.
Anyone who goes
People
into a job
overestimate their worth for sure.
And anyone who goes into a job thinking, what are they going to do, fire me, are always going to get fired. And I think that sometimes about my job because I'm someone who's there all the time and like nonstop, always reliable. They're the person that they'll call me last knowing that I'll probably say yes if they need someone to cover in a shift.
So do you think that that's why we didn't get any word back from the radio station?
No, I have no idea why.
You guys want to do that on air? Let's talk to the listeners.
Sure.
Okay.
Because there are probably some people right now going, what the fuck is going on with these three? Right? I mean, and because we've had a little bit of an identity crisis over the last week because we had no idea where we're going.
I don't know. I had a great time.
I had a blast. But if we want to peel back the curtain, this is exactly what's going down. We've been paying for an hour. We have been renting an hour on a radio station in Richmond, which people do. I don't think people realize that, but that's very common for radio stations to outsource some of their airspace on things like weekend mornings, not mornings during the day, but they definitely try to find any way to make revenue where they didn't before. So if, you're just kind of running broadcasting programming live, just for free on Sunday mornings, why not bring in somebody who's willing to pay you to do their show? And that's what we were doing for 3 months. And they were loving us. Like, they were absolutely loving it. And giving us direction and all kinds of notes and stuff. And then, like, talking about maybe us moving down there and maybe us continuing to do it on Sundays until we hone our skills to the point where they felt like we could handle their morning show. The end of the month came. We decided let's do a whole week of live shows, get a feel for ourselves what this would be like if we were to do an actual morning show down there, and give them a feel of what it would be like. So we did every day. We ended out the month, and I put the ball in their court. I said, hey, thanks for the opportunity. Can't wait to see what you guys want to do from here. And I haven't heard a word.
Not even a peep.
Not a peep. So what I'm wondering is, first of all, do I need to submit a show for Friday or for this Sunday? Probably not. I'm not going to unless they ask me for one.
Yeah, when
Why
they send the email,
would you
where's my
submit a show when
I'm not paying
you
for it
haven't heard
anymore,
from
but
the
I'm
guy?
because they were very much discussing, like, with nothing else, we'll probably have you just keep doing this for a while and, just don't
And I
pay
mean,
for
you
it.
went down to the studio.
A couple
you met
times.
People.
Oh, yeah. I met them down there. Oh, yeah. And I'm not saying this to put them on blast. That's not it. I had a blast doing it. We loved it. Everybody in Richmond who we've gained through that. It was fun. Thank you for hanging out, and we appreciate you listening. But I would just the reason I brought this up is I wanted to ask you guys. I interviewed to be the board op for the Junkies. And for Grant and Danny and all them. For all of 1067, I interviewed about 2 years ago to be the backup board op that they would call if something went wrong. And you know how they always say CK?
Mm-hmm.
They always joke about CK as their producer, Chris Kennard. I know that because that's who I interviewed with. And he literally told me, at this point I was running the afternoon drive in Ocean City, Maryland for a country station. He was like, dude, you're overqualified for this. It's going to be like $10 an hour when I maybe need you just to run the board. Like, you're an on-air guy. You run the board. You're an ops manager over there. Like, you're overqualified for this. No. And he shut me down, and he stopped talking to me. I can't even get an email back from your old boy CK. Strictly because, and this is something that I've talked about with my dad a lot, in radio, I think they want somebody that they can kind of control.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
For sure, right? You don't want somebody who doesn't need the money, and that's something that I was saying to Richmond. Like, look, we're all doing great on our own. Belly's doing great over there. Like, Potts is killing it. I'm killing it right now. I don't need your money. I'm happy to come down there and do it as long as you give us the freedom
to do what we want.
Bam.
Right. Which is
And I
not
think
going to happen.
I think that
terrestrial
I think
radio.
that's why we didn't get a call back. I think they probably realized, you know what? Like, we have no control over them, because the first moment that they say, yeah, that bit sucked, I don't want you to do that again, and we thought it was good, we're going to be like, yeah, well, guess what? Right?
Guess what?
Can anybody describe?
Could you not
Can anybody
tell us what to do?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. and then if it's not like they're going to pay you, what are they going to put? $200,000 towards the morning show so we can all make a decent living? No. So guess what? We haven't heard from them.
Give us benefits.
I would like
to give us things we need.
Oh, I mean, I would be okay with that, but would you even? You have a very good setting right now. So I guess what I wanted to say is just, in these lower level situations, it's like I very easily can see myself saying, you know what, F it.
Too alpha. You're too alpha.
And so was the guy from Marinate who just got his job taken away from him right before a raise.
Well, I mean, and to it's just so annoying because as a small business owner, they are drastically increasing the minimum wage. I think it's going to be up to $20 an hour by 2020, and that's fine for a McDonald's. That's fine for Chipotle.
Living wage
for
in New York
small
is
business that signs a 5 to 10 year lease and then the minimum wage increases by 20%. That
200%.
Yeah. No, 20%.
200%. If it's $10 now and it's going to be $20, that's times two.
Gosh. Well, yeah, it's like 100%.
But in New York, New York City does this where people earn a living wage. I mean, I knew someone that worked as a bar back, like an SA, a server assistant.
Oh man, I thought that was pretty racist there for a second. Can we clarify?
A period.
Okay.
Server assistant. She was making $26 an hour plus tips.
Wow, and that's a lot of money.
That's
but not for New York though.
But then again, in New York, yeah, she's not going to be able to pay for anything.
Right.
Right.
Well, I just wanted to say between the with the identity crisis too, is that's why Potts is like, oh, are we a sports show?
Oh, this is the.
That's all right. Do the outro. That's fine. I like this one. And, we are kind of deciding because we were doing all sports for Richmond.
Yeah,
but if it's
we're still doing all sports.
I liked it, man. I like the feel of doing sports because we were targeting something and then we can stray from there. We gotta have something, gotta have something. So 571-354-7338. Thank you guys.
We'll do it live.
Thank you, Bill O'Brien.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
We'll be back after this let's do radio descriptions and the World Series. It's Luch Dog in the morning
at litmradio.com.
Welcome back, folks. It is Luch Dog in the morning. We only got like 14 minutes left with the people pots. This went fast.
Sure did.
My
when
goodness.
you're rambling on about nothing, things go by quickly. I guess.
So is that the show that you want to do? Is just no prep, just get out and talk? Because we are actually pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, but no, I mean, because we always have like some topics we want to touch on. I mean, we do keep some sort of a structure, but definitely, and I've started to enjoy talking about sports or learning about sports from you guys. But I definitely don't want to do all sports. I mean, just right now, there's a lot going on, but like next week, there, won't be as much. And then once football's over, I'm not going to have any interest.
Come
in
on,
football, so.
NBA! I can't wait for Christmas. That's when NBA gets real.
Yeah. That's when the season should start.
So we got some birthdays coming up. I know mine is December 1st. Belly is November 8th. And we have one for today.
Yes, I would like to give a short shout out to my sister, Christine. Happy birthday. I love you.
She's single?
No, she's married. Married. Sorry, bro. My brother-in-law is too cool.
Here's a question. Oh, man, I have all kinds of things I want to ask you guys. Let's do the fun one first. All right. If you have a friend who's got a hot single friend and they don't ask you if you would find them attractive, is that kind of like annoying? I've been single forever. A friend of mine just got married. His new wife has a smoking hot single sister, and I'm wondering, why am I not getting the hookup?
I'm wondering why you care if you've been dating this other girl for 5 dates.
Oh, that's over.
Yeah, that's 5 dates.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Beep. Beep. So
that's the truck backing up.
Oh, is that what's how are we backing up?
That's the backup.
Why that didn't work out. Then we'll move forward to why this other thing isn't working out.
Yeah, I don't know. It just fizzled. Well, I guess the last question I asked was, what do you prefer a man to do with his chest hair on our way out?
Trim it.
Right.
What is the answer there, by the way?
I trim it.
Mine is a good 2.5 to 3 inches long at this point.
Trim it.
I mean, I can braid it, dude. It is like I can.
That's gross.
It's long.
I mean, I have a whole bit about chest hair.
So I put a post out.
Yeah, you have to expose them. You have to be like, hey, listen, I have chest hair.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to just tell people.
Trim it.
Yeah, you can't just show up. You can't just lift up your shirt and show people that you have chest hair.
A second
you got to tell
shirt.
people beforehand so they're not shocked.
Well, that was my way of doing it. I was just kind of like, what do you think about chest hair?
Pubes?
For sure.
Do you trim your pubes?
Yeah, I mean, just like my chest hair, you should trim both. Is that what?
You should groom.
You should groom.
Yeah.
Is what I've been told when I posted that online. I did like a poll, like, what do you think, ladies? What should a guy do with his chest hair? Anyway, let's. Okay. Yeah, I just.
So wait, what happened? It just fizzled out. You just stopped calling each other back. You stopped going on dates. What do you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there was no momentum. You weren't in friend zone.
I don't know how long I'm just gonna go around being, hey, let's go meet up on Saturday or on like Tuesday at noon.
Kidding. Rightfully so.
That's
you
like,
don't need to be.
I want my Tuesday back.
Right. So I just stopped calling, and I figured, okay. I said, hey, listen, you want to come over and check out the studio? She said she wanted to do something with microphones and see how that works. I said, yeah, well, come on over. She goes, oh, I can't. Maybe next week. Okay. Ball's in your court.
Yep.
That's how I am lately. I got another girl I went out with. Oh, the Asian girl. Smoking hot.
Yeah, how did that go?
Super cool.
The nerd or whatever.
Yeah, she loves nerding out and stuff, which was like really attractive to me, and she's very pretty. Oh, wow. Potts, she's right up your alley. She might be 4'11". Like, she is small.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, like, she's a very attractive woman. And I hugged her to go, but it was like a sensual hug. It was one of those, like...
The butt-out hug?
No, it was a butt-in. It was pelvic to pelvic bone. Yeah. Yes. I'm getting the squeeze. Nice. Yeah, and it was a very nice extended long hug.
Was there a moment where you should have kissed her?
Probably, but I'm not kissing on the first date. Not happening. I'm letting them wait.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah. So
Luch.
I do. I'm switching my whole game up from completely desperate to you can get on my train if you want. And yeah.
You're out.
Well, I thought that's what happened because totally got nothing. After that. Well, what she did, we're never going to get to the World Series. What she did is something that I look for as a 100% guarantee this is going somewhere.
Okay.
You go on a date. You're driving home, you're on the train home, wherever you're going, you're on your way home, Uber, whatever. Before you get home, you get a text from that person, hey, that was a really great time, thanks so much, I had fun.
Yep, yeah. Totes.
Huge, right? I mean...
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Can I read you the text?
Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
I imagine it goes something along the lines of, "Hey, had a great time.
What
Maybe
the
I'll
hell
see you
is
in another
this?
life."
Who is
Hey,
that?
buddy.
Texter writes in, Kirk is better than Dak. I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
But you
Sorry, that's not to derail, but that's one vote for Kirk.
got one.
All right, let's read her text because I was very excited to see that as I'm driving home. I'm like, ooh, it's got
smiley.
It's got emojis and stuff, Belly.
Exclamation points.
Oh yeah.
It's like a whole new world.
It was nice grabbing drinks with you. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Smiley face, wine glass, princess, Halloween pumpkin.
Halloween. Okay.
Because we went Halloween shopping for a princess costume for her. I mean, it was like, this is great.
What'd you send back? That's the important thing.
Me too. Can't wait for the next one. Something like that.
What emojis did you send?
Oh, 0. I don't I'll do that.
I mean,
You
you need
have
to
no
send
emoji game at all.
I'm starting to get better. I stray away from the eggplant.
You need to see eggplant.
Yeah.
Splash,
Water,
splash.
The water splurge.
See? Potts knows what's up.
And then the fist emoji.
Yeah. Well done. All right. So
and then
what?
finger
So what
point
happened?
and then the OK sign.
yeah, that's good.
Right.
We're doing
See,
very
now
good
we're
with our descriptions right now.
Yeah, we're great at describing hand signals.
We should do that.
So
Describe
this
the
sounded
emojis.
like it was going somewhere good.
Yeah,
What's
well,
the
so
problem?
I didn't hear anything from her. She gave me one-word answers from everything else. So like we went and bought like Halloween costumes for her. She was gonna go out that night. So we bought costumes. She was gonna go out the night
When
after.
was this?
Like Tuesday. She was gonna go out the night after. It was I'm sorry. When was it? It was Thursday night. We went out and she was gonna go out on Friday with her costume. And I texted her when I was working on Friday. Hey, let me get a picture. I want to see this. I texted her a picture of me as Grandma Luch.
Sure.
Grandma Nooch.
And she's like, I'm not going out anymore.
Oh.
I decided not to. I'm like, why not? She's like, decided not to. Oh,
It was a pretty
okay.
lame night for Halloween.
I have a paper to write. Like, it was very quick little, and I was like, oh, damn, I guess this, okay. Then, the next day, I didn't text her at all. I was just like, all right, whatever.
Right.
Yesterday, hey, had a great time with you, and would you want to maybe go out again? She responds, I would love to. What the hell's going on?
Well,
I don't
set
know why
it
I
up.
had to read anybody
What do you
anymore.
mean? What do you mean?
That was
What do you
pretty good.
mean?
That was pretty good.
Right, you're turning me into you. Holy frick. Okay, Luch. So now the ball's in your court. Plan a date.
I started planning it. She's gonna get back to me on what day works next week. I will go out with her again. I'm excited. That's 2.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm pretty
this
sure
game is still on.
there's
He's
gonna be a
still
little
3 dates away from getting to the 5 he
no.
completes.
Damn, be a little bit aggressive, Luch. She's
That's
responding.
coming. That's coming. Smooch is coming. If I had a butt-in pelvic touch,
Smoochy,
hug,
smoochy.
I'm going for the kiss. I gotta get out of here. The people are leaving. It's 11 o'clock. Jesus hell. Well, that's not right to say. Jesus hell. I've never said that before. Sorry, God.
We're up and down on today's show.
Can we do one round of descriptions? I really think it'll be funny. Let's do that. So I want to do this. Potts, turn around. Just totally turn
Just
around.
Cover your eyes so you're
No.
still in the
I
mic.
want to know
Just
he's not
cover
cheating.
your eyes so you're not.
There you go. Right there is fine. And all you have to do is Belly is going to describe what I'm doing, and we'll see if you can guess before the listeners can. Okay?
He's
All right.
moving his hand in
No,
an
I'm not
upward
doing it
and
yet. Hold on.
downward motion.
Shut up. All right, here we go. Ready?
He's moving his arm in a side-to-side motion with his hand up.
Oh, I don't know how to say it.
He's doing this.
You live next to the ocean, which produces these.
Oh, waves. She's
There,
doing
okay,
waves.
it's not charades.
Hey, hey. You didn't establish any rules for
Potts,
how I could describe
Potts,
what you're
come
doing.
back to me. Come back to me. I need you now. Belly, turn around. Get the hell out of here. Potts, I need you.
So wait, let me see what it
I was just doing this. I was just waving.
Waving.
That's all.
Just waving.
Oh,
So-
I was going like this.
I don't know. I thought he was doing the flash in front of me
John
face.
That's
Cena,
what I
you
was
can't
doing
see
for
me.
Yeah.
the flash. Yeah.
All right, so Belly, turn around. Potts, you are describing for Belly now. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Let's do which one do I want? Okay.
Oh, he's doing okay, this is what he does with girls when they don't hug or don't kiss him. This is usually how Luch will end a date.
Fist bump or high five.
Oh god, you took it even further. A scotch more intimate than that. Just a level more intimate than a fist bump.
You guys are totally blowing the whole point of this game, but you're turning it into something way better, which is now Taboo. You're basically playing Taboo.
Right?
You're
Dirty
supposed to be
minds over here. Sorry.
You're not supposed to give outward hints. You're supposed to describe the actions that are happening so that people can hear it on the radio, what you're
My
seeing.
first thing was good. I mean, you were moving your arm
You
in a
were good.
side-to-side
That was
motion
good.
with your hand in an upward.
So, yes, that was a handshake. Can I do one?
Oh, a
Who am I doing?
handshake.
I'm going to turn around. Who is going to do one for me? Oh, no. I have to describe. So
I'll do one. Oh, well.
So, Potts, you do a motion. Belly, turn around. I will describe.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right. Well.
Keep it clean, Potts.
Oh, well then.
Well,
no.
keep
I
it
mean, I don't wanna do it, man.
halfway clean. Whatever. Do whatever you want.
So dirty.
Just okay. He is putting his hand towards his mouth, acting as if he's going to put something in it and then out of it again, and then in it and out of it again.
He is making the he is making the international sign for the over the pants hand job.
The OPTA. Listen, man, did you guys see the
YJs?
to end on this? Get the outro ready because this is solid. Did you guys see the guy who was kicked out of the Yankees? I think it was the Yankees game for giving blowjob signs in the back behind the home plate. He just kept doing this.
That's funny as heck. That's so funny. I can't even.
That is awesome.
Oh, you guys, thank
what a
you.
nice transition we did.
Thank
there.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
that was very good. So we'll get out of here. Let's get some tunes, Clyde. Make that happen, and then we've got. There they go. No, it's not Clyde. Why are we lying? It's Belly. You know it's Belly. Thank you, guys. We'll be back on Friday doing it again live, 10 a.m., and then we'll post the podcast as per usual.
I'll set my alarm now.
Yes, do that. Potts, anything left for the people, my friend?
That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, and you can kindly go fuck yourself.
He loves being able to say that, and I love doing a show with him. Thank you, Potts. We'll see you next time. Belly, thanks for getting up early, bud. This was fun, man.
Getting up early? What's that?
Who does that and why? Anything for the people?
Have a great day, folks.
We'll see
Friday.
you guys on Friday.
Happy
Thanks for
birthday,
hanging
Christine.
out.
Love you.
Yeah. You sure she's not single?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
Damn it. All right.
Married.
See you guys on Friday. It is Luch Dog in the morning.
At litmradio.com.